We're about a third of the way through the year, and it seems we've already had more controversies, allegations, and issues with YouTubers this year than we did in 2020. Which, given how much went down in 2020, I mean, come on. That being said, Insider conducted a survey including 75 influencers, determining who were the most well-known, liked, and of course, disliked. And to be honest, guys, I'm genuinely not that surprised whatsoever, aside from maybe a few people that I would expect on here, and I'm sure you guys will too, that weren't included. With that being said, let's count down the top 10 most disliked YouTubers of 2021. Smash that like button and let's go. Starting things off at number 10, we got David Dobrik. It seems the term used in this poll was unfavorable, but the reality is they don't like the person. Very nice way of saying that. And given Dobrik's recent few months of accusations, lost sponsorships, and friends, well, as we know, he's been going through it. His 2 apologies did not go as planned, and now with the most recent video dropped by Jeff Wittick appearing to show David almost killing him in the accident, has even more people calling out Dobrik. So if this poll was redone today, with all that's currently happening, it's quite possible Dobrik would be higher up on the list. That being said, it seems those who know who he is, which I'd say is close to the majority of those surveyed, 46% said he was unfavorable. As I mentioned, Jeff's video dropped about 12 hours ago, maybe less, at the time of this recording, so we need to see how things play out moving forward. That being said, people have already started commenting on David's most recent video yet again, calling him out for almost killing Jeff, as they put it in the comments. At number 9, we got Shane Dawson. Are we really all that surprised? Maybe he should have been higher because he had a rough year. Then again, he didn't post this year yet, so I get why he wouldn't be as hated. Either way, of those surveyed, 23% knew who Shane was, and 48% of them were not fans. As in, they voted unfavorable because they disliked the guy. Now, it's pretty wild that given Shane has been out of the spotlight for almost a year now, people are still willing to say they dislike him more than other YouTubers, currently involving themselves in ongoing controversies or drama. That being said, I understand why people wouldn't be the biggest fan of Shane due to his past controversy. Although some are willing to move on, it's clear many aren't. More on that later with another YouTuber who had a little past issue. Number 8, the Ace family. Again, like others on this list, the Ace family, I'd say more specifically Austin and maybe Catherine, because the kids don't know what's going on. It's not like they make the videos. Either way, they have gotten into controversies in the past. There was an old clip of Austin buying his younger cousin a lollipop that looked like a male's area, I'll say. There was another time he said some of his fans were ungrateful for the free content they put out, and that they should pay for the content, which led to backlash among a handful of other past and present dramas. It seems only 13% of those surveyed knew the Ace family, likely because of Austin, and gave an unfavorable rating of 50%. Oh boy. Now on to number 7, we got Lovely Peaches. Yeah, this one, if you know her, and if you don't, well, you got no idea who she is or why she's problematic, and you probably want to leave it that way. A lot to unpack for you guys, and you may need to do some of your own research because, like I said, it's a lot. Either way, on this survey, 9% knew who she was, and 50% of them found her unfavorable. I really can't get into the numerous things that she's claimed to do or been accused of, but let's say it's some of the most disgusting, awful things you could do. Unfortunately, on the internet, especially with these entertainers, it's tough to know what's real and what's not, but given that she was recently arrested back in January of 2021, it seems one of her last stunts was very real and very cruel. Again, unfortunately, can't say too much, but if you guys look it up, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's awful. Number 6, we got Jeffree Star, the beauty guru who has been accused of so many things I can't speak about, as well as bribing, inappropriate touching, racism. I mean, you guys know. He lands at number 6, which is actually where he landed on Insider's 2020 most disliked YouTuber poll. That being said, it seems he improved, as 28% of those surveyed knew who he was, which is up from the 23% last year. All right, so he's getting the brand out there, that's good. In regards to dislikes, 52% of those who knew him were unfavorable, which is actually down 4% from last year, so a bit of a silver lining there, but I mean, still pretty rough. That being said, it's quite evident that Star has been able to maintain an incredibly loyal fan base, and people are willing to forgive and forget, as over the years, he's still maintained his brand over numerous cancellations. You gotta say, regardless of how you feel, Star is definitely a fighter. Now, halfway at 5, Zoe Laverne. I feel like you guys are gonna think I despise this girl because I've brought her up in lists before, but this time it's not even my doing. The people have voted, so let's hear what they had to say. Although only 6% of those surveyed knew her, 52% of them disliked her, which leaves her in the same spot as last year. For those of you unaware, Zoe was first caught talking about Charli D'Amelio, which in itself is a crime. You talk about Charli, and it's like, canceled, done. Then there was a whole controversy because she, I quote, caught feelings for one of her fans, a fellow TikToker, Connor Joyce. Issue is Joyce is 13 and Zoe is 19, and they got very close, and at one point, while in the heat of the moment, did something they probably shouldn't have. Now, I don't want to make it seem like it's something that it wasn't. It was just a quick peck, a little kiss on the lips, as far as I'm concerned, but the fact that Zoe and then her mom tried to defend it and the entire situation, well, that was just wild to me. And it seems like others feel the same way, which is why she ranks so high, or low. 5 is pretty high on the list of top 10 worst. I guess 1's being the worst, you know? Bringing us to number 4, we got Keemstar. Now, you guys may or may not know Keem from Drama Alert. Given that he's a drama channel, well, sometimes he says things that upsets people and then they make a YouTube video about it. Now, other times, Keem does say or do things that people feel are unwarranted or even controversial. It seems he does have an incredibly loyal fan base, as seen with his somewhat recent back and forths with Ethan Klein of H3H3. That being said, as we know, K-pop stans are like no other, and as Keem recently made some controversial comments, well, it seems he's become much more disliked over the last few months specifically, at least as per those being surveyed. 10% knew who he was, and 57% of them found him to be unfavorable. Oh boy. As per Insider, this is up 10% from the last survey. So yikes, he really pissed off some people. Now on to number 3, we got Logan Paul. Now, as I've said before, I think Logan has genuinely changed for the better and his content shows. That being said, some people still aren't willing to forgive him for his actions back in 2017, which honestly I respect, to each their own. However, it doesn't seem he's been involved in much controversy as of the last few years, with maybe his biggest dramas being losing to KSI or calling out Floyd Mayweather. He's launched a successful podcast, and the whole Pokemon obsession thing has him going good for him, as well as a recent move to Puerto Rico. However, of the 38% who knew him, 64% still feel he's unfavorable. The silver lining here is last year, only 31% of those surveyed knew him, and 68% found him unfavorable. I can't confirm whether or not they survey the same people every year, but regardless, he's gained notoriety and gotten more favorable from the year prior. That being said, he's got work to do, because I mean, 64% is like, ooh, yikes, it's bad. But not as bad as number 2. At number 2, Jake Paul. The younger and much more controversial brother of Logan Paul, I genuinely feel like Jake is a villain in the WWE. I know a lot of people dislike him and all, but at the end of the day, I think he's not half the person he plays on to be. I mean, he's an entertainer. I think behind the scenes he tones it down, but I could be wrong. And of course, with the recent accusations made against him, well, although he's denied it and claims he'll be pursuing legal action, we need to see how things play out here. As of now, it appears there's no updates, and it's probably being handled in courts, which is why everything's being kept under wraps. That being said, him calling COVID a hoax, being in a mall while people were looting it, throwing parties during a lockdown, I mean, there's so many reasons why people wouldn't like this guy. Last year, he was known by 30% of those surveyed and apparently disliked by 71%. Ouch. This year, he was known by 34% of people and unfavorable to 67% of them. Still, ouch. And with his most recent knockout, I don't know if he has more fans or haters. I don't know. And number 1, Onision. Really want to just call him Onion. I think that'd just be better. Real name James Jackson. Onion over here has been accused of so many awful things I unfortunately can't say, but they include messing with people both mentally and physically, as well as actually filming himself doing pretty awful things to people and telling them no one will ever know. Chris Hansen even took part of a Discovery Plus documentary to actually look into the numerous allegations made against Onision, and it led to not only his YouTube channel being demonetized, but apparently a lot more people disliking him. Both surveys showed that only 7% knew who he was, but last time around he was unfavorable by 59%. This time he was disliked by 75%, and for good reason. And there you guys have it for the top 10 most disliked YouTubers of 2021. Let us know your thoughts down below. Again, this was based on the opinion of about 1,000 people or so, and is likely subject to change over the course of the rest of the year, but we'll see. For now, let's do some comment replies from the video. It's top 10 entitled Influencers That Lied and Were Caught in 4K. Tony Grant said, there are very few influencers that haven't lied about something to keep from losing followers. Followers equals money. Boom, you nailed it. That's it, right there. Yeah, no, you got it, 100%. Followers do equal money. Also engagement though, because there was that one girl that had like, I think 2 million followers and then had like a clothing company and sold like 8 shirts and didn't even cover the cost of like making the shirts. So that's not a good thing either. Izzy said, imagine your landlord exposing you. Yikes. Yeah, that'd be bad. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that because I live with my parents, so they're not gonna expose, I hope they don't expose me. I think I just exposed myself. Paula Larkin said, what does caught in 4K mean? So like 4K resolution. So like it's like a camera resolution. It's more of like a meme, like caught in 4K. It's like being caught in HD. Just 4K is like the new term. Anyways, guys, that is it. I've been your boy, Jared Pepper Bronstein, keeping it spicy. That's why I got the red, because I always keep it spicy, baby. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah, love you. Keep it spicy, my friends. Red, because I'm pepper. Get it? Pepper. I feel like my hair looks stupid like that. Oh, that's better. He's launched a successful Pokemon obsession. That's good.